Okay, so finally some credits and thanks. So I guess I should be careful here because I think a lot of people attribute these Hex Flower game engines as my invention. Well, like all things, we're all standing on shoulders of giants here. So I didn't come up with the Hex Flower game engine per se. Um, if you follow this blog to Daniel Sell, he came up with a hex flower, which was to navigate weather. And it had 37 hexes, and part of the reason I believe there are 37 hexes was to spread out the anomalies I talked about of going from, say, thunderstorm, snow to sort of blistering heat. You had more real estate to deal with, and I think the innovation I came up with, if certainly I haven't seen anyone else do, but happy if someone to prove me wrong, but was to add a probability distribution by using a 2d6 in the navigation hex, which meant that you could put your least probable events at the bottom and more probable events at the top. I think Daniel just used fewer of the more improbable events in his 37 hex flower. And the other thing I introduced, I believe, are the edge rules, where you can go off the edge of the hex and come on the other side, which in effect kind of tessellates the hexes, like tiles, because they go to the edge, you kind of almost stacking them. I believe Daniel, basically when you hit the edge, you kind of stayed where you were or bounced back, that kind of thing. I'm certainly not. I'm certainly not trying to, as they say in modern parlance, casting shade on Daniel Sell's hex flower. I think it's a really neat thing, and I definitely saw something on G Plus that inspired me to go down this route. I think it was something about exploring a dwarven fortress. I don't think I saw Daniel Sell's Hexflower till sometime later, but I think that's the earliest one I've come across, and who knows, maybe that was inspired by Daniel or someone else. Maybe it was even Daniel actually. Anyway, you know, that I think that I've come up some taken this idea and run with it. So I think I've come up with some neat little things. So if you find it useful, anything in this guide or anything else I've come up with, or you come up with your own ideas, please let me know. I'd be very happy to see them, or give any comments if you want them. You don't have to have them clearly. The other thing is, I'd like to thank G Plus basically and the people on it. There's so many welcoming, good people there, and I do miss G Plus. Basically, I posted my first Hexflower on G Plus as a bit of a whim. I nearly didn't do it. I thought, oh, people won't, didn't seem, but people didn't think people would be that interested. But some people really liked it, and they sort of encouraged me. I think I even said at one point, "Oh, you've probably seen enough of this," and I said, "No, no, keep going, keep going. I'm loving it." So, thanks for all those positive people who really did encourage me and give me ideas. And certainly when G plus closing was, in a way I thought was, it cut me off from these ideas, which is a shame. But by the same token, it's forced me to actually write some of this stuff up. I'd throw a few lines out here and there, but I'd never put it as a PDF on drive through or anything that people could use. So in that way, it has sort of forced me to do some good things. So here are some other things that I've picked up on and used. Here are the links. So this is where I got the idea of a situational dependent navigation hex. I thought it was a great development. Mad King Christopher, which I knew from G+, he's about, but I don't see him so much anymore. He gave me the idea of using the central hex as a wild card. I think that was a good innovation. So if you get back to the center, something weird happens, or it's an island, or it's a pit stop. And also there was this Kickstarter which had a weather hex flower, which made me rethink having symmetrical hex navigation hexes, and also the idea of not necessarily using D6s and using the central hex as a stay where you are. So again, on my blog, there's a link. I've listed some hex flowers that I found in the wild. So uh, I believe this is episode 11 of my walkthrough. So if any of you found that useful, here are some links. Thank you for watching and listening to me ramble on. Blog, drive through stuff. Here's a template. These are the bestsellers I've made. People that, metal bestsellers on drive through, and some other examples. And that's just the end page, which was yeah.